on a number line, and we have to describe the points that we see on these zoomed in number lines like we saw today in class. So we're describing uh, like how fast something is going with a really large multiplier, a large exponent. So this one has 10 to the ninth power right here. So what we talked about today is if you've got 10 to the ninth power as your whole, then that means that your tenth is 10 to the eighth. You just drop down your exponent 1, and every one that's in between is 2 10 to the eighths, 3 10 to the eighths, 4 10 to the eighths. So that would make this 5 times 10 to the eighth, and this 6 times 10 to the eighth. Now we can kind of ignore the rest because we're zooming in on this. So if this is 5 times 10 to the eighth, and this is 6 times 10 to the eighth, we're breaking this down into tenths within the whole 5 and 6. So this would be 5.1 times 10 to the 8th, 5.2, A is at 5.3, 5.4, so on and so forth. So describe point B is up here, as a power of 10. That's at 2 times 10 to the 8th. So that one equals 2 times 10 to the 8th. As a value, that's 2 followed by 8 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 200 million. All right, so we're between 5 and 600 million for this one right here. Describe point A as a multiple of a power of 10. Well, we just talked about it. This is 5.3 times 10 to the 8th, where A is. So this would be 5.3 times 10 to the 8th power. And its value would be 53. And when we move that over to make that larger, we got to drop that exponent to have 7 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that also makes sense because this is 500 million and this is 600 million. So it makes sense that this is 530 million when it's 3/10 of the way between 5 and 6. And it wants us to plot a point C that's greater than B and less than A. So somewhere in between bigger than B, less than A. We could pick anything here or anything here. So let's just go with. I mean, you can pick anything for this. So I guess this is up to you. But I'm gonna pick my point C as being. I'm gonna go with this one right here. Just go. It's bigger than B, so it's above it. Smaller than A. This is my point C. And as a power of 10, it's 5.2 times 10 to the eighth. And that's obviously 520 million. So that's the one that I chose. You got a lot of other options in between there. You could have that one, that one, that one. I guess there's really 5 options, unless you go in between, which would be clever. But we're just going to stop with that. That is exponential form on these number lines zoomed in. We're looking at these powers of 10 and how the decimals are affected when we multiply them and we break them down into groups of 10. Later, guys.